Hey, thanks for listening to this Coach's Spotlight episode on FITLETE Radio. My name is George Pagan III. Let's meet our coach.
My name is Ann Chisholm. I live in Victoria, British Columbia, in Canada. I have two businesses. One is called Fettle and Food. That's a nutrition coaching business. And the other is Tropos Fitness Club. I'm co owner of a personal training gym here in Victoria. So, those are the two, my two businesses that keep me pretty busy day to day. I also have a 3-year-old and a dog. So, lots to take care of. I'm an avid trail runner, so I do kind of ultra marathon trail mountainy races. So spending a lot of time kind of running in the mountains here in BC. Anything in that kind of 50 to 100 kilometer distance. With our businesses, we really like to focus on getting people outside of the gym to have experiences that change their life. So we do a lot of adventure travel and things like that is kind of our niche and kind of fits with what we love and how we enjoy to live our lives.
I know you're an awesome coach and take your job seriously, but to get to know you a little bit more, can you tell us a funny story about your life that happened outside of coaching?
So, a funny story about me, the first one that comes to mind is when I started as a personal trainer. We're going back almost a decade. Doesn't have to do with me coaching. Um, the place I was working at was a high-end personal training gym, and I was a little bit nervous. I was the least experienced trainer, didn't have any coaching experience, and all I had been doing really was a lot of powerlifting and stuff in the gym for my own training. And a group of the trainers were going to do a 25K mountain trail run. And so this is funny now because I'm a very accomplished trail runner now. But at this time, I was not. So I decided that I was going to go with them and do this trail race. So we went. It was a 3 or 4 hour drive up island. We went for the weekend. We camped, and I really just wanted to do a good job and keep up. And I halfway through the race, we got to the top of the mountain. I was with one of the other trainers. A couple of them were ahead. There was a bunch of people around, and I live in British Columbia in Canada, so these mountains are pretty snowy at the top, pretty high. And we start kind of going down, and I slipped, fell on my butt, and slid down, ended up sliding down this kind of ice, snowy patch, and took out the trainer that I was with, who was my manager at the gym at the time, and 3 other people. Took them all out with me, and we all kind of tumbled, slid down this because I just slid and took them all out at the knees. I was extremely embarrassed. Finished the race, was like probably surprised that I ever went back into trail running because I was so embarrassed. But anyways, we laughed it off. It was a good time.
We can't train everyone exactly the same. Our clients come to us having different life experiences and sometimes force us to think outside the box when it comes to their training. As a coach, how do you problem solve with your clients who come to you with some common aches, pains, injuries, some physical limitations, or previous traumas so they can still get the results that they want and the ones that they came to you for?
When clients come in with different limitations, whether that's some type of chronic pain or a reoccurring injury of some sort, I always like just to start and listen to them and really hear about their experience with it. It can be really easy for us as professionals to jump into assessments and programming, but taking the time to really understand the client, the history, and the limitation builds that trust with them. From there, it's all about just kind of working collaboratively. That might mean adjusting exercise, bringing in support from our connections in the community, whether that's physios or massage therapists, things like that. Anything we can do to kind of build that trust and their confidence. I also really like to set up a positive frame with clients and talk to them about what their body can do if they're experiencing any type of limitation. So the focus isn't always on their injury or their limitation, it's on what they can do in the gym. I deal with this a lot with my runners when they get injuries, and it can be really tough on them mentally, especially if they're training for a race. And so it's all about creating that container where clients feel really safe to show up, share honestly how they're feeling, how their body's doing. And then for me as the professional, it's meeting them where they're at and making those adjustments as necessary for them so we can still get them the result they want or towards their goals, or maybe just adjust that and push the time frame for them if needed.
Just like we are, most of our clients are spending time on social media and can get information from other people in their family and social circles. When questions come up during coaching calls and training sessions, how do you address some of the common misconceptions around nutrition and exercise with these clients?
This rings so true to me, and especially more even so on the nutrition side of things. I get a lot of clients coming in, asking about keto and fasting or whatever the newest trend they saw on social media or documentary on Netflix is. Whenever this happens, I always try to incorporate a little bit of science and ask them if it's something that they can be consistent with for the rest of their lives. So I try to educate them and then flip it back to them. Oftentimes it ends up with a chuckle and a no, and we go back to what we were working on. I center everything with my clients around their why and what they want for the long term. So people come to me to get coaching to develop long-term literacy around nutrition and training, and not just for me to tell them what to do. So I want my clients to have the autonomy at the end of the day. And so this usually means avoiding the extremes with when it comes to nutrition and training, and just staying on the healthy habits, on the plan that we set out, and them just being consistent. So a lot of people want that, that quick fix or that immediate gratification towards what their result is, and think that sometimes they need to do something extreme or something trendy to make that happen, when really at the end of the day we just need to stay consistent with those baseline habits, and they're going to get where they need to go, and they just need to be reminded. That's our job as a coach, to keep those distractions at bay and keep them on trucking towards on the plan that we set out.
Our clients could come to us for many reasons, and often they tell us in their consultations or new lead questionnaire that they have multiple goals or they're trying to work on a couple of things. Usually it's not just one sole specific thing. How do you approach goal setting with these clients who have multiple objectives when you ask them about what their goals are?
I absolutely love when clients come in with multiple goals. To me, this means that I have the opportunity to build a long relationship with them, and that we can build that into their plan. So when clients have multiple goals, I can keep them in my ecosystem longer if I handle it in a smart way. So what I do is I always start by asking them what their A goal is and what their B goal is. And then explain to them, if we tackle one at a time, we'll be in a better spot than if we trying to do both competing goals kind of half-ass at the same time. So this always resonates and gets them on board. And so I still need to remind them often during the process on like where we are, what goal we're focusing on, when we're going to get to the next piece, and that kind of thing. But I find it always works well when we kind of lay the roadmap out like this. So I kind of call it like seasoning the year, or like painting that roadmap for them. I get this a lot with my endurance athletes who also want to improve their body composition. So that's kind of something where I get a lot of people coming to me personally who are endurance athletes, but they also, have body composition goals. So that's like a really common client for me. Um, so I literally pull out a calendar and we outline and plan their whole year. So I do this as part of either consultation or as part of their onboarding and intake. And so we'll mark our performance season when we're focused on body recomp and fat loss, and also periods of maintenance around vacations and certain key times of the year. So I know when I map the year out like this for these clients, and my team does their job to deliver and be kick-ass coaches, those clients don't leave. We have some longevity with clients that spans 2, 5, even 9 years, because we just keep laying out that roadmap and planning the year with them. So I love it when clients come with multiple goals, because for me, it just means longevity with a client and they stay in my ecosystem for longer, and I get to build that relationship with them through that process.
I believe all coaches should have similar baseline knowledge before starting to work with people, and I'm building Fitly to help bridge some of these gaps that exist in our exposure to education. What experiences or qualifications do you think are crucial for coaches to have in order to deliver the best service they can for their clients?
To me, certifications are the floor, but not the ceiling. So every coach should have a strong foundation in movement and baseline in nutrition. But what sets great coaches apart is that actual experience, that experience on the training floor, working with real people across a variety of situations. Like for my nutrition coaches, in those one-on-one meetings, working with people with different goals, different personalities, those types of things. So whether you're nutrition or training, which those are both my worlds, I really think getting that experience working with real people face to face is what makes a massive difference in terms of being able to get results for their clients. I also believe great coaches should also be investing in coaching themselves. So you need to know what it feels like to be a client, to work through periods of resistance, and to be on someone else's plan. I think that is a vital part of being a great coach. There's a big difference in my mind of like being a coach versus a trainer as well. Anyone and even ChatGPT can create a great training plan better than most of us. But a great coach can truly move someone from point A to point B, and that's where the magic happens. It's investing in your clients, spending time with them, building community and relationships, and being able to communicate and connect. And that's where coaches can make a big impact.
Our industry is evolving every step of the way, and we're getting to the point where it's essential to have some sort of technology within your business for both the experiences you can deliver for your clients and your ability to grow sustainably. How do you use technology to assist you in your coaching as a coach and behind the scenes as a coach that nobody really sees?
As a business owner, technology is super helpful for efficiency for sure. In my nutrition coaching business, we use Coach Catalyst and I use Trainerize for my gym. So, having an app or software that helps us deliver programming, monitor progress, and stay connected with clients at a higher level is essential for the scale of clients that we work with. Email marketing is another big one for me. I'm a pretty C plus level player at social media, and I'm okay with that. But I really focus on email and longer form written content, as well as personal connections. Those are the two things that really build my businesses. So Go High Level is the biggest piece of technology that I use from CRM, email marketing, and also use it connected to ads for lead gen and nurture tools. The other big piece of technology is QuickBooks for bookkeeping, payroll, things like that. Those are the big ones for me. I use a little bit of Chat GPT here or there to do some content and Grammarly for like spell check, grammar, that kind of thing. But that's about it. It's nothing fancy for me. Technology for me is about enhancing the human element of coaching, not replacing it, and run my businesses with just a little more efficiency.
And thank you so much for coming on and sharing some great info about yourself. I'm very happy you were able to come on here and allow other coaches to be introduced to who you are and what you do. I met Ann at the Real Coaches Summit this past year, 2025, while walking around Caesar's Palace with my friend John Muljo. John and I were on our way to the registration social, or so we thought, because we ended up seeing her and Andrew Coates walking in the opposite direction because we were going in the complete opposite direction, complete wrong way. That place is an absolute maze, and I probably would have gotten lost each day if I wasn't walking with somebody else. And I'm usually pretty good at directions. Um, anyway, a group of us all hang out over the weekend through the event, and I got to know Anne a little bit more between each of the presentations, sometimes at the lunch table, and at the after event socials. It was really easy to see how much passion she had for her work as a coach and her work as a business owner and how much she just cared about the people she worked with. It was something that really left an impression on me as I got to know her a little bit more. So I'm really happy that you get to see that coaches like this exist in the world. And I hope you learn a little bit from her also. If you want to get to know her a little bit more, check the show notes to see how to connect with her best. And that's all for the episode. If you want to learn a little bit more about FITLETE and possibly get your own episode, visit fitlete.com. That's FITLETE.com. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.